Marketing plays a very pivotal role in the rise and fall of your business. Today, we see many rising stars get started into business and they struggle through this process. And what if I'm to say to you that there is an art and science that can literally influence the success of your business? Today, we will do a deep dive into marketing and branding, more so marketing for beginners. And what I want you to do is to train your mind to see things from the perspective of art and science. Now, what is art? Art is going to help you to understand the tools, the processes, and the systems, the strategies that can lead to desired results. And what is science? Science helps you to focus on high reward, predictable outcome, measurable results with the highest degree of accuracy. And when you're starting a business, these are all things that you're focusing on. You want high reward, meaning that you want the business to cash flow. You want measurable results. You want to know that your advertising dollars are reaching the ideal client and it's helping you to make impact and helping you to make client conversion. So these are some of the things that we will do a deep dive into that will help you to have a much clearer idea as a rising stars in business. What are some of the practical steps that you can take to optimize your business chance for success? Before I bring my guest up, my team up, I want to also say this. Marketing is designed to nurture a number of important things. For example, it is designed to nurture brand relations, brand visibility, brand reach, brand impact, client conversion, income optimization, brand confidence, trust, and credibility. And as a beginner in marketing, when you focus on these essential tenets of marketing, it's going to set you up to be so much more successful in your pathway to build your business and your brand. Today, with me in studio, I have a team of dynamic personalities that will be joining me in this conversation. I have Clement Frank, and Clement Frank, he is an economist by profession. He is a leader by practice, and he is an author, soon to publish his new book. And I know that that book will definitely be inspiring to those who are in business. I also have Peter Scott, and Peter Scott, he is an expert in his own field. He is a theologist, he's a mighty man of religion, and he's the brain behind Legacy Chronicle Human Growth Master Plan. And he always says to you, if you're in life and you don't have your personal life master plan, you're just like a ship at sea, no captain, you're drifting by the ebb and flow of life. His role is to help you to become anchor in your sense of self, anchor, all right, as you set yourself up for success and being anchor is going to help you. So we're going to talk to you a lot about having your master plan, not only for your business, but for life. Welcome, team. How are you guys?
Hi, top
Good
of the
job.
morning to you. It's a great
Yeah.
day.
Top of the morning.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Or what I'm going to do, just to break the ice a little further, I want to give a high level overview of marketing and for beginners. I did say that marketing is designed to nurture a number of things for business. I'm gonna go through 9 things quickly. Marketing is designed to nurture brand relations, and I will emphasize what relations really is in this context. Marketing is designed to nurture brand visibility. I will also do a high level overview of what visibility means in this context. Marketing is also designed to help brand leaders with the brand reach because visibility is not necessarily reach, brand impact, client conversion, income optimization, brand confidence, trust, and credibility. And these are all things as a beginner in marketing you need to understand. Now, what I will do, let me examine the very first concept, which is brand relations. Brand leaders need to brand leaders need relations with critical stakeholders, and some of those critical stakeholders can be local and community leaders. Why do you need relations with local and community leaders? Because when you're developing a brand, community leaders, they may have the type of influence that can help to reform communities. And let me put it this way: community leaders, they have the know, like, and trust on their side. And because they have the know, like, and trust on their side, if they are to recommend your brand to their community, because they have the know, like, and trust on their side, you have that to your advantage. You need to have relationships with national leaders. Same reasons. You need to have relations with regional leaders. You need to have relations with international leaders. Let me also expand on this a little bit also. As you focus on building relationship as a rising star in business, you need to have relationship with financial institutions and financial specialists, because as that business goes through its growth curve, you will eventually need access to capital. And by having relationship with some of these critical stakeholders, is going to help you to is going to help your pathway to be much easier when it comes to accessing some of these essential things to move your business forward. In terms of relation, you need local, national, regional, and international trade associations. You need to foster relationships with these bodies because they are specialized trade associations that are set up to give strategic support to your area of business. And your relationship with these institutions is what can help, in most cases, to advance the growth of your business. You need to have corporate, social, and political influencers on your side. All right. Corporate influencers, social influencers, political influencers, they also can play a pivotal role in helping your business to grow. Now, there are some business, they're not B2B, they might be B2G, meaning business to government. And in this case, you need relationship with government agencies. Other area of relationships that we can look at is, or focusing on relationships, these strategic types of relationship is absolutely necessary. So the last point I'm going to make on this is that you need to make annual budgetary allocation to invest in relationship building, building relationship with some of these critical stakeholders. And I say this against the backdrop. In the US, you may want to join a trade association. You may want to join your local, regional, or international chambers of commerce, and there will be a fee attached to that. But the fee, in most cases, will justify the end results because you're going to be able to sit, across the table from corporate executives that will provide an opportunity for relationships to be built. And it's from relationships you can open doors for your business to get to be introduced to new customer base. So this is just the first element of of menu of things that a rising star in business will need to consider as you position your business for success. So I'm now going to open up the floor. I'm going to come to Frank. Today we are looking at marketing for beginners. And I'm quite certain that if you follow these steps that I've just given, It will make your pathway to success in business a little bit more easier. Frank, all to you.
Thank you, Gary, and thank you, listeners. Present good morning to you. We're looking at marketing for beginners, and for some of us, when we hear the term marketing, it can seem like a complex and vast field, but at its core, it's about understanding your audience, creating value for them, and communicating that value effectively. A few tips, key concepts and tips for beginners in marketing is the first one is to understand your audience. And how can you understand your audience? It's like one, market research. Start by researching that target market. Who are they? What are their needs? What are their preferences? What are their pain points? The second is your buyer personas. So you can create fictional representation of your ideal customers. And this helps tailor your marketing in efforts to specific needs. Define your unique selling proposition, which I would just say as USP in the future. What is it that sets you apart? Identify what makes your product or service unique. And this could be like the features, the quality, the price, the customer service being offered, or any combination. And then within that, there is a value proposition where you need to clearly articulate the value you offer to customers. Now, yeah, why should they choose you over competitors? Then you need to choose your marketing channels, and there's so many channels out there. In the digital marketing, you have website, your online storefront. Ensure that it's user friendly. Ensure that it's informative. Ensure that it optimize for search engine, which is the SEO. The social media, those platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of those, based on where your audience spends their time. There is email marketing where there's direct communication with leads and customers. Create a valuable content and personalize your messages. And there's content marketing, your blogs, like we're doing here, your videos, your podcasts. This these tools are used to educate and to entertain and engage your audience. Remember, educate, entertain, engage. Then there's paid advertisement from Google ads, social media ads for the targeted reach. We have the traditional marketing, which is a print media, newspapers, magazine, brochures, flyers. Um, TV and radio still works. Commercials to reach a broad audience. Then you may want to have events and sponsorships. And these come in the forms of trade shows, your community events. You can sponsor local teams or causes. And one of the things that a lot of market beginners in marketing do not stress is where you create compelling content. Look at quality over quantity. Focus on creating a content that resonates with your audience rather than churning out tons of content. Educate and entertain again. Provide valuable information, solving problems, entertaining or inspire. So this is where you engage with your audience. You need to build relationships. How do you engage customers? You respond to their comments, their messages, their reviews. So in other words, you're showing a human side. You're showing empathy, you're showing concern, you're showing care. Then community building. If you create a community around your brand, create a community where you encourage discussions, user generated content, loyalty programs. All these are going to help you in the building of your relationship. Then you need to measure and adapt. Analytics, use tools like Google Analytics, um, the social media, whatever the insights from social media is, email metrics. You use these tools to track your marketing efforts. There's A/B testing, experiment with different strategies, different messages or designs to see what works best. And of course, you need to stay updated. You see, in this ever changing and dynamic world, especially in business, one needs to be updated on a daily basis because the market is ever evolving. So one needs to stay informed about new technologies, new strategies, and how consumers are behaving within the dynamic market. Courses and resources. I can never stop elaborating on online courses and educating oneself. So consider online courses, consider blogs and podcasts, and books to deepen your marketing knowledge. Examples to learn from, look at case studies. Study successful marketing campaigns from your industry or similar businesses. Competitor analysis and analyze what your competitors are doing well and areas where you can improve. You see, marketing is a journey.
Mm.
It is a continuous process of learning. It's a continuous process of adapting and optimizing. So you need not be afraid to try new things. You need to learn from your failures and celebrate successes. Because as you gain experience and insights into your audience, your marketing efforts will become more effective. Thank you, Gary.
Wow, that was a very insightful share. I know you covered a number of areas. I will touch back on some of those areas, and I will also do a deep dive into some of the points that you would have made. But great share. So at this time, I want to encourage the listening audience to like, subscribe, and share. So you will be the first to get these content that we are bringing to you in business. So once you're in business and you want to understand, innovative approaches that you could use to grow and scale your business, this is the platform for you. And the Business Bootcamp is the right program for you. So what I will do now, I will take a quick commercial break, and when I come back, I'll be talking with Peter, and he will be sharing with us perhaps some of his experience of the importance of marketing and to grow and scale a business. We will be right back.
Become an influencer, it gives you the edge that separates you from the competition. The GIP Initiative, the Global Influencers Partners Program, is designed to expose you to over 5 billion potential consumers across the world. When you are a rising star in business and you need visibility, reach, impact, client conversion, and cash flow optimization, positioning yourself to become a global influencer may be the ideal tool that you need in your arsenal to win in business. I encourage you to join the GIP Initiative and position your business to build confidence, trust, and credibility and cash flow optimize the fastest.
All right, welcome back. Peter, this one is for you. From your vantage point, what are the importance from your perspective and marketing? I know your specialty is entrepreneurship and theology, but you work with businesses. So I would love to have your perspective on that.
Yeah, Gary, it's always a pleasure to be here, and we just want to welcome all our listeners. Frank, it's good to see you again, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Good to see you always. you, you make me jump. I was wondering if Shivani came in and I didn't see.
No,
I'm
it's the
jealous
rest,
now.
Frank. You know.
I'm jealous now because it seemed like you and Shivani, I don't know what's going on. All right. Let's leave that alone.
Frank, Frank, the guy got excessive serotonin in it, man.
You know,
Yeah,
Oh my
I
goodness.
got another secret because you see what's
rest. You
happening.
can't see the man face getting fat. It's rest. The man
You
sleeping like a
know.
baby.
I am thinking is all them peas and rice and
Yay.
ackee and whatever
Oh
else
boy.
get transferred with the.
Mm-mm.
It's so you're young, Peter. Are you young?
And
Enjoy
Oh,
it.
oh boy.
Enjoy it because you're young.
Mm.
all
Yeah,
right,
so
Peter, on
it's
to
always a
you.
great thing. It's always a great thing to serve, and that's what we're talking about here about marketing.
Yeah.
And in our field, where where human growth is concerned, and we businesses are designed not for the sole intention of making money, although making money is a top priority. But if we just pursue the attainment of money just for itself, then there's a lot of problems that we can find ourselves running in, because we can use people for the money instead of serving people for the money. And that is what we do ask individuals in helping individuals to produce their gifts. So human growth master planning is to help individuals to identify their unique skills. As a matter of fact, we believe that every individual was born to solve a problem. Every individual was sent into the earth plane to solve a problem. And in that pursuit to solve the problem that individuals were birthed to serve, as you are doing that, what will happen is that there are processes that you have to engage in order to reach the persons that you are designed to reach with your solution. And that in essence is how business come about. Because what is business? Basically business is about connecting with ideal individuals that we need the solution that you have. But in you getting the solutions to people, there are methodologies, there are systems, there are processes that you have to use, which there is a cost for you to get your solution to your ideal person. And in that transaction, in that exchange, the ideal person, their problems are solved, and in return for their problems are being solved, they will they will give to you, they will return to you their appreciation in the terms of monetary value. And then you can use those monetary value to now solve your personal problems, as it will. And it's just a widening of the effect going out from that. So human growth master plan, what we do realize as well as we're developing our programs, that everything requires a key, everything designs a key. And we empower individuals to understand master keys. You have to become a master at what you do. So we have to become a master in our personal lives because everything starts with where you are. And it is you understanding your world and how you function in your world that you will find basic tenets, basic understanding that you are going to give to the marketplace. From your understanding, then you are now able to show somebody else how they too can uplift themselves, penetrate, or overcome challenges that they are engaged with. And from that personal positioning, then you have a wider scope of individuals that are close to you in your life, that is now your family, and you are serving from yourself to your family, to your community, and to the wider marketplace, in which you form corporate agreement and understanding. So those four levels of the personal, the family, the community, the corporate standings that we have, there are certain keys that are necessary, and it is these keys that can be utilized. Just what I do find, these keys work in every area. Marketing for beginners, it works just the same way. That's the importance of discovering that thing, your measurement, your tool that you can use. And I want to share with you right now those tools that you can use to open just about any door that you need to do where marketing is concerned. And the first of all is to understand that marketing is designed really to create a mark. It's nice that the mark is in marketing, because you want to create a mark in somebody's mind. Marketing is psychological. So you want to be able to identify with your key audience. And when you identify with your key audience, you want to put that mark, that brand. So marketing and branding, you want to actually surge, like a hot iron that they used back in the cowboy days, where cattle herders will mark their cattle to ensure that when their cattle goes out into the wider space of their other cattle owners, they can look right. They know where to look and to identify where their cattle, differentiate their cattle from others. It's the same thing. Marketing is just the same thing. There are a number of individuals out there that you serve, and you want to be you want to be have that empowerment to be able to connect in the psyche of the audience that has the need that you were designed to solve. So marketing starts in the mind. Marketing is as I said, it's a psychological battle that you are encountering, and you want to be able to brand what your message is. So you want to do your branding in the mind of your audience. So it starts with the mind. Then you want to go into the memory. You want to brand the mind so much that they remember you everywhere they turn, every conversation, 360-degree. You want to be memorable in the mind of your audience. And the way how you do that, then you have to have a mission. You have to have a mission, and the mission is to serve the people that you were called to solve their problems. And you're going to solve it in such a way where they always remember you. They always have that connection. Whatever it is that they're doing, they're always remembering you, because your mission is, no matter where they are, or especially their pain point, whenever they have that pain, they remember you. So your mission is to make yourself memorable. So in order for you to make your mission memorable, then you have to have a message. There are certain things that you are going to say in a certain way, similar to what I'm doing right now. I find some M's, I strategically find some M's that is going to describe what I'm saying, because when you do it in a certain way, people remember. The mind actually gravitate to certain coining of words, the arrangement of words, which is what your message. So you have to be intentional about what you are saying, how you are saying it, and you say it repeatedly. So I will say this all the time, because this now becomes my master key, as I say, into your mind. That will cause persons to identify certain words with you. So you got to design your message a certain way, because what you're actually doing is creating a market. You're creating a space, whether it is online or offline. You want to create that space where you are there. You are now marketable, because people are identifying you in a certain way, whether it is your words, your messaging, the way how you communicate your mission, and the way how you make yourself memorable. You are identifying your space, a certain space in the market, that cause people to be attracted to you, because out of that you are developing a movement in terms that it is now, it moves from one person liking you and telling somebody else about you, and those two persons tell four, and before you know it, you have a large body of people that is looking out for you, and they become now your evangelists. Now you don't have to be doing the hard work in making yourself memorable anymore. Everybody that you have come in contact with, you have become so powerful in branding your mark in their mind, in their memory, that they now begin to work for you as a movement to brand everybody else with your brand as well. And in the end result, now that is how the money comes, because you are making your mark in such a powerful way where you now have people who are so happy with the service that you provide that they are so happy to take their hard working cash, and they will give it to you happily, and they will tell everybody else that they need to give their money to you as well, because you have made such a powerful mark in the minds of those you serve. So follow up those steps. Get into people's mind. Be memorable. Be memorable with your mission. Be memorable with your message, to tap into your market and to create your movement. And as the money comes, you can repeat that cycle all over again.
All right. That was a lot. But there we had it. Marketing. And of course, Peter is very much involved in human development. And he have documented a number of things: work on the mind, work on memory, work on the mission, work on the message. Um, his proposed strategy for marketing for beginners. Thanks for your share, Peter. I want to come alongside some of what Peter would have said and some of what Frank would have said. In starting and scaling a business, one of the things that you need is visibility, and you must have a strategic game plan to get visibility. And I want to say this: your business is dead without visibility. So this is an area of business that you really, really, really want to focus a lot of attention on, even before your business startup kicks in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk you through a series of things that you should consider when you are attempting to optimize the visibility of your brand. And I begin by saying that brand leaders must exercise mastery in nurturing brand visibility. Now, brand visibility is linked to market research and market intelligence, and Frank spoke about this early on. All right, it's not just about waking up and say, I want to be visible, because visibility is tied to market research and market intelligence. You want to be able to, first of all, identify the ideal client. You want to identify how to access the ideal client through various communication platforms. You want to understand the media and media effectiveness. And I'm going to go into all of this today. So visibility is not a standalone subject. Now, let me break this down a little bit. Market intelligence enables you to identify the ideal client and their pain point. Market intelligence enables you to identify the ideal client and their pain point. You see, as a rising star in business, sometimes what you do is just start the business, but who's the ideal client that you are targeting? And there's a range of demographic factors that you need to understand when we are talking about specific demographic targeting. There are a range of psychographic factors that we are talking about when we are talking about specific demographic targeting. There's a number of geographic factors that we are talking about when we're talking about specific demographic targeting. So I'm giving a high level overview. There's a lot to go into. I will not take that time to go into that today. But These are important concepts that you want to focus on moving forward. The identification of the ideal client pain points enable precision products and service innovation. You see, what I'm saying here again is that when you are want visibility, visibility is tied to a range of different things. You want to know the ideal client. Why? Because you want to innovate products and services. But if you're innovating products and services that is not aligned to the ideal client pain point, is going to undermine your efforts to be visible, because you're going to be visible, but then you're not speaking the language of your ideal client because you don't understand their pain point. And this again is one of the reasons why you would have heard Frank emphasize the importance of market intelligence and market research. So there's a step-by-step approach that you need to understand when you're positioning your business as a beginner to make inroad into the market. And this is where I talk about the art and the science. The art is a process that you're going to be using to connect with that ideal client, to appeal to that ideal client. The science is where you're going to be, because you have all of this information based on market research, you are in that position of strength to get high reward, measurable results, predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy. Because now you understand the pain point of your target market. Now that you understand that it makes sense to get visible in front of this ideal client, now that you know the ideal client has the ability and the willingness to pay for your product, now it makes sense to get visible because you have done the market research. So there's a lot to unpack here. Again, I'm giving you a high level overview. High precision in product innovation enhances the ability to add value and fix problems. Peter would have said earlier, sometimes starting and scaling a business is not about the money factor. While the money factor is important, what trumps is your ability to add value and fix problems. And once you're adding value and fixing problems consistently to the expectation of the ideal client, and possibly above and beyond the expectations of the ideal client, guess what's going to happen? They're going to spend once you're doing the right demographic targeting, and then they're going to refer others to want to spend with you. And that's going to set the stage for your business to grow. But I wanted to say something else that might sound surprising to a lot of rising star in business. Everything that I've said above, all right, everything that I've said above, with all of the above, a healthy and strong brand can fail. Do you hear me? You can do all that I've just said, and your business can still fail, because this part is the market research. It is really helping you to understand the ideal client, understand their pain point, understand how to innovate the products that aligns to the ideal client needs. You have all of this information. It doesn't guarantee that your business is going to succeed. And let us go into this. Client knowledge, which is what we just talk about, product alignment, which is what we talk about just us, must also be aligned to a couple of other things: advertising content and media effectiveness. All right, advertising content and media effectiveness. So let's talk a little bit about advertising content. The advertising copywriter and advertising content must come into focus, because if you do all of that research and it's only at the knowledge base level and the production phase level, but it hasn't crossed over into your advertising copywriter interpreting these facts and leveraging these facts to help you to achieve the advertising objective, as a rising star in business, you're going to fail. So let us go through a couple of things here. The advertising copywriter must, and I say this, must, not should, must understand how to leverage demographics into advertising production. Demographic is something specific where you're looking at certain specific traits and characteristics of the ideal client, and you're leveraging it into your commercial production so you're able to have appeal. And Peter, you said it. Marketing is all about psychology. You may like it or you don't like it, but it's all about how you can leverage your awareness of the ideal client and leverage that information to build confidence, trust, and credibility to break into the know, like, and trust. Next step. The advertising copywriter must, not should, must understand how to leverage psychographics into advertising. All right. So when you see someone, a child sees an ad and the child is excited, mommy, mommy, daddy, daddy, I want that. The advertising copywriter, that just didn't happen. There's psychology at work. The same thing happened with adults, whether you're aware of it or you're ill aware of it. And I'm saying to you, when you want to optimize your success in business in terms of playing the visibility game, and you don't have an advertising copywriter on your side that understand this, that type of expression in the minds of the ideal client, you're going to fail or not reach optimum success with your business. Moving on. The advertising copywriter must, not should, must understand how to leverage geographic data into the advertising production. Now, people vary culturally based on geographics. And if you don't know how to deploy cultural data into your advertising copywriting, it's a missed opportunity to appeal to the ideal client, because you want to, first of all, command attention, pique interest, arouse desire, move that client into action, make impact, convert, cash flow optimize, build confidence, trust, and credibility. All of these things will not happen unless you are knowingly executing your leadership role as a marketing professional. It's not going to happen. These are not accidental incidents. These are intentional designs. And you want to ensure that you're working with the expert that really understand this and can help you navigate this the fastest. I also want to add a few other things here. The inability to leverage marketing psychology into advertising means you are undermining your advertising effectiveness. I'm going to repeat this. Your inability to leverage marketing psychology into advertising means you're undermining your advertising effectiveness. To simplify this, advertising best works when you understand marketing psychology. And that's all based on understanding your ideal client. It's all based on understanding a range of everything. Now, let me go to a quick point, and then I'm going to bring in Frank here. Multiple factors influences advertising and marketing effectiveness, and you should know them. I repeat this. Multiple factors influences advertising and marketing effectiveness, and you should know them. Frank hinted on this early on. He talks about the mass media. But let me put something here to you. And he also talked about matrix. And both of those issues that he spoke about is absolutely important. But this is what I want to say. Communication media is very diverse. You have the mass media, you have social media, you have the metaverse, and you have independent communication channels. And they are not equal. All right? They are not equal. Some of the weaknesses that I find with the mass media is that you don't have all the matrix that you want. You don't have all the ability to measure audience views. So that's different from social media. Social media, I have all of my data. I know the gender that is looking at my program. I know the age that is looking at my program. I know the time that they're looking at my program for. I know where they are geographically. You know, I know all of these details. And because of that, I can leverage this data to align content production to be more relevant to the ideal client. Unlike mass media, which is radio, television, and newspaper, I don't have these metrics to influence and inform an educated decision when it comes to content production, when it comes to advertising production, advertising placement. I'm literally shooting in the dark. And perhaps that can change as time progresses. We will definitely produce content highlighting how mass media, radio, television, and newspaper can come into the whole ecosystem of providing advertisers and content producers with the essential matrix that we need to make informed and educated decision when it comes to representing the client in terms of their advertising dollars. I'm going to go a little deeper into this once time permit in my next presentation. But I want to come to Frank now to get his thoughts on marketing for beginners. All to you, Frank.
I would like to express clearly that marketing is not solely about making money.
Yeah.
While generating revenue is often a primary goal of marketing efforts, the scope of marketing goes beyond just financial gains. So there are several broad objectives and aspects of marketing. And the first one is creating value. Effective marketing aims to create value for both the business and its customers. And this involves understanding what are your customers' needs, what are their preferences, what are their pain points to develop products or services that genuinely benefit them. Marketing is about building relationships. It's about fostering relationship with your customers. This includes activities such as engaging with them on social media, providing the excellent customer service, and creating loyalty programs. Building strong relationships can lead to repeat business and positive word of mouth referrals. The best marketing is one customer telling the other customer where the good or the service is. And then it's going to be spreading like wildfire. Educating your customers. So here marketing often involves educating consumers about products, about the services and their benefits. And this can include informing them about what are the new features, explaining how a product works, or providing useful tips and tricks or hacks. There's brand awareness and reputation, and marketing helps in creating that brand awareness and shaping brand perception. Companies invest in marketing to establish a positive image in the minds of who? The consumers, even their competitors, but at the same time, they differentiate themselves from the competitors. There is also social and environmental responsibility. Many modern marketing efforts focus on social responsibility and environmental responsibility, and this includes promoting sustainable practices, supporting community initiatives, and advocating for important social causes. Marketing also is about market research and analysis. So it involves a deep research to understand consumer behavior, to understand what are the market trends, to understand your competitors, and this information help the businesses make informed decisions about product development, about product pricing, how you distribute, and how you promote. With all of that, you still have to do innovation and improvement. And this way, marketing drives innovation by identifying new opportunities and customer needs. And this can lead to the development of improved products or services that will better meet your consumer or customers' demands. So while generating revenue is a critical aspect of any business, marketing encompasses a wide range of activities aimed at delivering value to customers, building relationships, and contributing positively to society and the environment. Thank you, Gary.
All right, Frank, great share. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go for a quick commercial break, and then when I come back, I will expand on my last points, and then I'll come straight to Peter, and then we'll start doing some wrapping up. So stay with me. Remember, if you're in business and you like this content, I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and share, so you will be the first to get these content that we're bringing to you on a regular basis. Stay tuned.
Become an influencer. It gives you the edge that separates you from the competition. The GIP initiative, the Global Influencers Partners Program, is designed to expose you to over 5 billion potential consumers across the world. When you are a rising star in business and you need visibility, reach, impact, client conversion, and cash flow optimization, positioning yourself to become a global influencer may be the ideal tool that you need in your arsenal to win in business. I encourage you to join the GIP initiative and position your business to build confidence, trust, and credibility and cash flow optimize the fastest.
All right, what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to expand briefly on some of the points that I would have made early on. When we are looking for visibility as a beginner in business, and visibility is key. As I said, your business is dead without visibility. So if you're in business and you're not thinking how you're going to leverage mass media, how you're going to leverage social media, how you're going to leverage the metaverse and independent communication channels, all of which you have heard today, you have failed. All right? As a rising star in business, if you're not visible, you already fail. So you need to put 101% of your attention on visibility. Yes, you need to have a quality product that aligns to the ideal client and all of that. You fix all of that. Now it's visibility. Let me walk you through a couple of things, though, when it comes to visibility. When you are focusing on visibility, there's a couple of things that you're looking at. There's what I call media relevance, because of course you're going to be using either mass media, social media, the metaverse, independent communication channel, or you're using this spread to get visible. You want to assess three things: the media visibility, the media relevance, the media effectiveness, and the media effective use. And let us go through them briefly. When I talk about media relevance, there's a couple of things that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the span of influence of that media. Is it going to give me relevance locally, nationally, regionally, or internationally? And there's some gray spots here that we would need to analyze, but in the interest of time, I will not go into that. When you come into our specialized programs, we will work with you to help you to unlock some of these realities that I'm talking about. The next concept that I want you to consider here is media effective use. And when I talk about media effective use, there's a couple of things that you need to dissect here. One is what I call the media content. So the media may have the local, regional, and international spread, but how relevant is your content? Is the content the effective use of the media, enabling the media itself to produce content that is demographic specific? So let's look at this. We have media content, we have ideal client reach, we have ideal client impact. So a couple of things that I want when I'm using the media. I want to know that the media is going to enable me to reach the ideal client and make impact, because that's the only way I'm going to convert. That's the only way I can cash flow optimize. So you want to be able to measure the effective use of that media outlet. The last concept that I'm going to look at here is what we call the media effectiveness. Some of the things that you want to accomplish when you're advertising, whether you're advertising on radio, television, newspaper, social media, the metaverse, or independent communication channel, you're invested in these fields because you want visibility, you want reach. But remember, visibility is not reach. You may be visible, but are you reaching the ideal client? Are you able to assess the media to ensure that the media is allowing you to reach not just any client, the ideal client based on the biodata markers that your ideal client represents? You want to be able to assess all of this before. If you don't know this, it means that you're just putting your advertising dollar into media. And here is where we find many companies, you lose hundreds of thousands and possibly millions of dollars in your advertising efforts to build visibility, and you waste those money because you are not assessing the media from this standpoint. You want to attain impact, but of course, you might be visible, but if you're not reaching the ideal client, you can't make impact. You're visible, but you're not reaching the ideal client, you're not going to make impact. So are you assessing the media effectiveness to help you accomplish all of this? Now, when you make impact, something miraculous happens. You're now able to convert. We call it client convert. All right, because you have been able to make impact, you are now able to convert. And let me give an example of what impact can look like. Let us suppose that you have a new product. No one knows about you. So in this case, you are going to a physical location, let's say it's a supermarket, and you have your products display. Perhaps it might be a healthy tasting food, or it might be exotic cologne. And all you do, you give the public a chance to sample it. So you give them a sample, you give them your card, and a few days later, your phone is ringing off the hook. Everybody want to contact you. That tells you, that gives you an opportunity to meet the ideal client, and it gives you an opportunity to convert. So we cannot see how this could be achieved in a physical setting, but are you able to assess the media itself? And if the media is able to give you this type of conversion, because from this conversion, when the phone begins to ring, because the public has been able to test your product, you make an impact, you now convert. Here is where you're going to get income optimization. Without all of this, you're not going to get the income optimization. Can the media that you're using provide you with this? Well, we know the best media to use to help you to achieve that specific objective, because there are some media, they're completely useless, not serving its purpose because the analytics is not being done. Some other things that you want to achieve is what we call confidence. You want to achieve trust and credibility in using particular media outlets. So when we talk of media relevance, media effective use, and media effectiveness, these are important concepts that you want to consider. Brand visibility must be able to deliver what we call targeted performance outcome. The reason you're going to be investing your monies into advertising for visibility is because you want targeted outcome. All right. Whether that targeted outcome is visibility, reach, and impact, client conversion, cash flow optimization, confidence, trust, and credibility, these are all targeted outcome. But can you measure it when you put your advertising dollar into a specific media? Do you have the matrix? And in most cases, a rising star in business, you don't have it. As a beginner in marketing, perhaps you don't know this. Someone just said to you, advertise. But are you focusing on the advertising effectiveness? As a beginner, you don't have that deep pocket to waste hundreds of thousands of dollars into advertising. So you want to get this right from the beginning. In conclusion, I want to say this. When you're spending your advertising dollar, what you want is high reward. What you want is measurable results. What you want is predictable outcome, client conversion, and cash flow optimization. What you want to achieve this with the highest degree of accuracy. So, Peter, take some of your serotonin today, right?
Indeed, indeed.
Robin Sherman, buddy.
Right. Tell him, man. We need
All
that.
right. All right, Peter. Your thoughts, your closing remarks, and then I'm going to come to
All right.
Frank.
So I take some of the I take from it from you right now too, and uh, give my share as well. Because what we want, individuals, beginners, because we want to allow beginners to understand that you are a corporation. You got to think like a corporate entity. So when we communicate with with our market, in let him understand about the personal life, their personal life development programs, and their family and their community, because all of these goes into what marketing. You are there to serve individuals, and you're there to serve individuals within families, and you're there to serve individuals in families within communities, and all of that takes a corporate thinking. You have to think at a corporate identity. You have to understand that there's no difference between you and Jeff Bezos. The only difference between you and Jeff Bezos is that Jeff Bezos has a vast team of individuals that are assisting him to carry out his enterprise. So you have to understand that you are, first of all, there are certain structures and design for your business. You might be just that single individual in your basement or a certain area in your bedroom. You take a certain desk, you take, a certain place. You don't have the big machinery that all these entities, and in the world in which we live today with AI and all the various assistance that modern businesses have. You do not need, depending on what market you're in, you do not need a lot of machinery, but you still need a certain kind of thinking. You still need to understand that you are the CEO, the leader. Everything starts and ends with you. And as the CEO, then you're going to need, just like Jeff Bezos and all these other large entities, they have a research and development department, because you've got to constantly be analyzing the product and the service that you're putting into the marketplace. You got to constantly be you have to be iterating that service or that product. You got to be watching to see, is it really serving the market well? How can you improve it? So there is this, you have to have a department in your mind. You have that department. It's only because you are the person who is doing it, but you have to now be able to separate yourself as the CEO, and then sometimes you have to take off the CEO at the leader's hat that Frank speaks about so eloquently from time to time, and then you have to put on the research and development uh, officer's hat. And then there are about seven um, departments or structures that is going to make your enterprise effective and impactful in the market. So there is the leadership department, and then there is the research and development, and then there is the marketing. And I'm going to come back to the marketing because we're talking about this right now. But the marketing is going to lead to the sales department. The sales department having a sales department, then you have to know that you once you have a customer, then customer service is important, customer satisfaction is important, and customer retention is important. And then once you have a customer, it now means that people are giving you money. So now you need an accounting department. And once you now have the leadership, you have the research and development, you have uh, the marketing, the sales department, the customer department, the accounting department. Now you need management. You need management, and that is where now you're going to realize that you, and at the same time, you are still the one person, or perhaps it is you and your wife, or maybe you and a partner. But then you got to realize that all these structures exist, and each of them require their attention in due time. Once you have that kind of a psyche, and you know that you're approaching that, when you get up in the morning, you're going to be able to look at now which one needs the attention for today, that is going to drive your mission further, faster, in the way that it ought to go. So coming back to the marketing department now, as Frank was saying earlier, that marketing, it's not the money per se. The money will come, but the marketing is to understand that it marketing works closely with this research and development, with the research and the development part, because with you doing your research and development of the product or the service that you have, you are researching and developing to identify how you're going to serve a part of the community effectively. And the part of the community is the marketing activities that you are identifying. You are identifying how you're going to serve these groups of individuals. That is your market. You're not going after everybody. You do understand that there is a segment of the community that you are ideally gifted to serve as an individual, and with the product or the service that you have in your hand, the solution that you have in your hand. But here is something that I want you to understand clearly as you're dealing with marketing, because the objective of marketing is to make the sale, as I mentioned, and to serve your customer. And I was listening to a program from one of the individuals that I watch very closely. Yesterday I was listening to the individual, and they were doing an analysis of Amazon. And the individual was saying how Amazon, their key success is because Amazon has made their mission. Remember, we speak about mission earlier. What is your mission? Amazon's mission is to become a customer centric business. It's not about the technology, it's not about the product or the service as much as the product or the service is concerned. But Amazon says our key goal, our mission is to have, and this is why they have a smile on their box. The smile on the box is not just because it is pretty and it says something. Amazon is saying that they want to have a smile on everybody's face that they serve. And they mean that so much that it is on the box. So everyone that touch anything that comes from Amazon understand that this is going to their focus is to make you smile. So they are totally customer centric, and they will go they so they make sure that they all their effect, and Gary was talking about effectiveness and impact and all that. Amazon has that down pack, so that Once you call, you can give it back. Once you don't like the product, you can give it back immediately. They take it back. So it is an entire design that goes into having that marketing of understanding how you're going to enter that space, that group of persons, and how you're going to serve and impact individuals in such a way where you become a staple. It's as if they can't do without you. Once they have a pain, you are in their mind. You are their best friend. You are their counselor. You are their buddy. You are just everything to them, to into their lives and in their family and in their community. You are their number one person. You want to be like that to the persons that you serve. And when you are like that to the persons that you serve, you don't have to worry about the money. People will be anxious. They will be so happy to give you their money and to tell other persons as well to give you their money.
All right, thanks for that share, Peter. Frank, Peter is what we call the man that gives the layman perspective. He take away all the intellectuality from the whole thing. He take away and give you the layman perspective. All right,
That's what
Peter, thanks for
that's
that shit.
that's what a pastor does.
Mm.
The mighty man of God. And we got you. Thanks for that share, Peter. No, I like that because we may have an audience that may be saying, Frank, you're too intellectual, understand what you say, but Peter, he's a layman. Or you might want to put me in your category too, Frank, too intellectual, your guy's too complex. Thanks for that share. Thanks, Peter. Frank, all to you and your closing remarks.
All right, just the key takeaways I wanna share. Um, and if beginners keep these takeaway in mind, then once you're in marketing, it can lay a solid foundation for success, and it will continue to grow your knowledge and skills in this very dynamic field. And the key takeaways are understanding your audience, the customer persona. You're going to need to research, get feedbacks, have clear goals and objectives. The SMART goals, KPIs, which is identifying the key performance indicators. You also need a long-term vision. You need to build a strong brand. So you must have brand identity. You must be consistent. There must be a story behind the brand. Your content is king. So you must have quality content. It must be varied. You use a mix of content formats, blogs, videos, right? On understanding search engine optimization, the basics. You need to utilize the digital market channels, optimize websites, the social medias, look at the email marketing, monitor and analyze, use analytic tools, the iterative approach, testings. Of course, you need to stay updated and learn continuously. Learn the industry trends. Go to certificate or certifications are good. Then you need to do networking. And Peter just talk about Amazon. Have a customer centric approach. What are the customer experience? Give feedback loops. Build the relationship. Then you need to budget wisely. Prioritize what channels you're using so that you can allocate your budget based on the yields of that channel. Test and scale. Start with smaller budgets, test different strategies, scale up investments in high performing areas. Monitor your return on investment so that you can ensure that your marketing efforts are cost effective. And finally, be creative and adaptive. Look at the out of the box thinking. Don't be afraid to try new ideas and innovative approaches. And then you need to adapt to those changes because the marketing landscapes evolve rapidly. It's dynamic, it's not static. Be flexible and adapt to the changes in consumer behavior, adapt to the change in technology, and adapt to the change in the market trends. Thank you for listening.
Yep. Great share, Frank. And marketing is a very broad ecosystem. But again, I'm going to say to businesses, rising stars in business, beginners in business, if you're getting into business, if you want to start, you want to scale your operation, and you don't have a budget for branding and marketing, I want you to seriously consider that you're going to become statistics. And just let me repeat the facts here. In 2021, we saw that 20.8% of business startups fail. And why you fail? Some of you fail not because you didn't have a good brand, didn't have a good product, but you failed because you wasn't visible enough and you didn't have a branding and marketing budget.
Mm-hmm.
In 2022, we see that 40% of business startups fail. Again, you're not failing because some of you do well. You have a very innovative products and services, but you're not reaching enough people. You're not being known. You're not breaking through the know, like, and trust. And if you don't break through the know, like, and trust, you're going to fail. Everything that we have talked about today, perhaps you have a good product, perhaps you're doing advertising, but are you assessing the effectiveness, the relevance, the effective use of the communication channel that you're using? Sometimes you pump money into advertising placement, into media outlets, and you're asking yourself, why did I do that? Did I get the results? I mean, Frank just talked about KPI, key performance indicators. I talk about TOPAC, targeted performance outcome. Everything that you're doing in business, you want to bring the measurability to it. All right. You want to clearly identify the objective behind what you're doing and ensure that you have the systems in place to measure the results that you're getting. If you are not measuring this, the possibility exists that you have a runaway train and you don't even know this. All right. So marketing plays a tremendous role in helping you to collect the information, to analyze the information, to leverage the information, to mitigate data that's going to help you to make the best decision possible to grow and scale your business. And if you don't have a budget for this, perhaps consider that this is one of the reasons that you're going to fail. But of course, on these platforms, when we give you the problem, we give you the solution. You can reach out to us. If you're in the US, 50 states across the US, and you need access to capital, we can help you access capital to grow and scale your business. So we can help you access business funding. We can help you access debt, equity, credit, creative financing, or hard money lending. So reach out to us and we will be happy to give you that support. Again, I want to thank the audience who are viewing the program and those who will be looking at the program in the rebroadcast for taking the time to be here today, to be part of this program. I also want to thank my team, Clement Frank and Peter Scott, for being here today as we do that deep dive into marketing for beginners on the Business Boot Camp. So I want to say to you guys, thanks again, and do have a wonderful day ahead of you.